In 2029, Los Angeles is a desolate wasteland scarred by war. The future has been ravaged by the machines. Sarah Connor's voice opens the scene, recounting the devastating nuclear event that wiped out humanity as we know it, Judgment Day. But those who survived face a new nightmare, a war against machines controlled by the super-intelligent AI, Skynet. A man emerges from the chaos, saluted by soldiers. This is John Connor, leader of the human resistance, the one man the machines are trying to eliminate. Sarah explains that Skynet has already sent 2 Terminators back in time. The first came to kill her in 1984, before John was born, but it failed. The second, more dangerous one was sent to eliminate John as a child. We flash forward to present-day Los Angeles, where a massive surge of energy brings the first Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, back in time. In another part of the city, a second figure materializes, a leaner, faster Terminator, Robert Patrick, who immediately kills a police officer, assumes his identity, and begins his mission to hunt down John Connor. John Connor, a rebellious teenager, lives with his foster parents. Unaware of the impending threat, he spends his time on the streets with his friend Tim. Meanwhile, Sarah Connor, John's mother, has been institutionalized for her belief in the coming apocalypse, dismissed as a raving lunatic. As John roams the city, both Terminators close in. The T-1000, a liquid metal killing machine, almost gets to John first, but the T-800 intervenes, rescuing John and initiating a high-octane chase scene through the streets. The T-1000 relentlessly pursues them in a truck, while the T-800 fights to protect John. The truck crashes and explodes, but the T-1000 walks away unscathed, leaving John in awe of his new protector. Once safe, the T-800 reveals his mission to John. He was reprogrammed in the future by John himself to protect him from the T-1000. The other Terminator is nearly indestructible, made of liquid metal, capable of mimicking any human it touches. They cannot stop as the T-1000 will pursue them until John is dead. John insists on checking on his foster parents, but the T-800 mimics John's voice to call home. When they realize the T-1000 has already killed them, they are forced to flee the city. Meanwhile, Sarah receives news about the Terminator from the hospital staff, which convinces her that John is in danger. She plans her escape. As they flee, John orders the T-800 to help break Sarah out of the hospital. She is in danger, but more importantly, John knows that his mother will help them stop Skynet. The T-800 and T-1000 arrive at the hospital at the same time, but when Sarah sees the Terminator, her worst nightmare returns. She runs, believing he's there to kill her, until John reassures her that this time, the T-800 is there to help. The trio escapes the hospital after a fierce fight with the T-1000, but Sarah's focus quickly shifts. She wants to stop Skynet by finding and killing the man responsible for its creation, Miles Dyson. Sarah storms into Dyson's home and nearly kills him. However, she hesitates, unable to kill him in front of his family. When John and the Terminator arrive, they convince Dyson to help them destroy all traces of his work, including the chip and the Terminator arm they've been studying. Dyson sacrifices himself to set off the explosives that will wipe out his lab, giving John, Sarah, and the T-800 just enough time to escape. But the T-1000 isn't far behind, commandeering a helicopter in pursuit. The chase leads to a steel factory, where the final showdown occurs. The T-800 manages to temporarily disable the T-1000, but the T-1000 reassembles and resumes the fight. After a brutal battle, the T-1000 almost kills the T-800, but the older model manages to revive himself and deliver the final blow. The T-1000 falls into a vat of molten steel, where he is finally destroyed. With the T-1000 gone, John and Sarah realize that in order to ensure Skynet is never built, the T-800 must also be destroyed. Despite John's pleas for him to stay, the Terminator lowers himself into the molten steel, giving a final thumbs up as his red eye flickers out. The war against the machines has been delayed, but the future remains uncertain.